I use these Amazon D-pin tool to depin the stock harness. It was like around $12. Also bought a crimp tool. I can't remember how much that was. That was like $22 or $23 on Amazon. Works pretty good. So we continued to cut the wires and depin the stock harness and see if they can be used. I ended up, like I said, to cut the wires and I bought another connector, an 8-pin connector, and pinned everything up and crimped it, and I was able to make it look stock, so there was no splicing or any other, but just a factory looking finish. So over here I'm just de-pinning everything and plugging them into the proper places. What I did was that I did not buy a 3-prong or a 4-prong or a 4-pin connector. I'm sorry. And as you can see over here, I have 2 of them that I ordered from eBay, and I'm just connecting these from the constant, one to the power and one to ground, and just leaving one open. That one open later on, I use it uh for the RPMs. Here I'm showing how I pinned everything together, so that way I can have that factory look. So I was able to keep this little rubber piece. I think it's waterproofing. I'm not sure how really to say that, but it keeps the water out. Um, Show the process into using this, putting this on first over the wire, and then crimping it. The first time I was crimping, I noticed that after you crimp it once, it's better. In my case, it was better to crimp it again into a smaller crimp. So I used the 1.5 and then I went smaller. And that helped out a lot because the first time, as I was putting the two plugs together and then I pulled them back out, I noticed I pulled the whole thing out. So it was a lot easier to just crimp it twice. I apologize for the gaps right here. Um, I can't remember what I was doing in between. I was probably trying to adjust the camera or adjust myself. As you see on this next part, the crimp was successful and it looks good. And then I proceeded to keep going from here. All right, so I already had everything connected and ready to go. I kind of finished up everything. I did try to put a water temp sensor, but I don't know if you can see it right here. Let me see if I can zoom in really quick. I don't know how to function these on the DRZ. I got these from, man, I can't remember where I got them from Trail Tech. I bought this. So I bought the water temperature sensor that goes into the radiator or whatnot, and I have I think a negative and a positive, or a signal and a negative, I believe, or ground. Well, I tried connecting to it and didn't work. I can't remember which one were these. I believe it was the purple one that was going to the Samdo. I have everything over here bunched up already. But this is the plug. This is the eight piece connector plug. Currently only has 4 in it. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. So I didn't really need everything. Let's see if we can focus. Alright. So, yeah. I got the green and red wire in the bottom. I got the blue, the light blue, and the orange. I don't know if we can see it in that sequence. That's probably a better view. Anyways, I got that. I'm gonna put and list the diagram on it so that way you're able to see it. Oh, let me see if I can clean the lens real quick. Yeah, you can see now, I think. There it is. Yeah, so I have it in that arranged order. And I got it plugged in. I'm not sure if I can show it here. But I got on the top all the rest of the pins. I plugged them right back in. And I just rearranged it according to this order to this cluster, to the speedometer. So this is the red one that I was talking about that I led this one into the RPM. It looks kind of orangey, but it's next to the green. And this is the black with red, and this is the black. And then the plug-in for the speed sensor is right here. So you have black, blue, and looks like peach or brown. Yeah, it's brown. That's coming from, I cannot remember. I think that's from the cluster. Oh, I'm sorry. That's for the wheel sensor, speed sensor over here, down here. That's for that guy. This is how I have it set up. I tried making this a little bit better, but every time I braked, it would scrunch up like that. So I'm kind of looking into, on the other side, I seen on TT, or I forgot where, but something from Australia, I can't remember. But on the other side, there's a wheel spacer instead of the stock speedometer wheel sensor thingy. I'm not sure what it's called right now, but yeah. So got that going. Had finished up, plugged everything back in. Should be plugged in. How to click. Well, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try to figure out what am I going to do with this later on. I just spliced these other ones, put them together, whatnot, whatever. I mean, they kind of don't work. It's going to be no power, no nothing. It's not going to mess up the cluster. That I know of, it's not going to do anything. There's no power sending to that or anything. I might be wrong. But yeah. Sorry, I got this glove. I got this GPS right here. Kind of cool. Some of y'all won't really know. Many of y'all won't even see me on the DRZ out there. Maybe you will. Practicing my wheelies. But that was finished right there, and now we go over here. This is where I set up that CDI box with the red wire. So this is the white one that was coming from the ignition coil. I set it up. I want to see if I can find the factory one so I can crimp both of them. If not, I have like a little splicing thing, one of those splicing connectors to be able to splice them together. But this is going right straight into the box. I kind of wrapped it kind of good, give it a little space and extra. I mean, if water gets in there, I mean, I guess it is what it is. No, nothing I can do. If I tug on it, it kind of won't come off. It's kind of in there real tough, you know. So I got it right there plugged in. I had depinned it. So what I did, came over here on this, I believe on this side, it kind of has a little pin, and then you can depin it really quick. Took this white wire off and just wrapped this red wire. The red wire leads all the way to the speed sensor, into the speedometer. So I have all that ready to go, finished up. And if I show you really fast over here, I'm gonna turn it on, whatnot, and the RPMs do show, they show high, so I'm not sure if it's accurate. that's how I got this Samdo working together. Someone did comment to me that this one started failing after them after a couple months. I will look into other ones that I will buy since they are kind of cheap. They're like under $40, and anyways, I'm putting in all that extra overtime to be able to get them parts for this bike. I like that somebody said on one of my comments that this was a promo bike. Yeah, this was promoted by yours truly working overtime every day. That's the supermoto life right there. But anyways, I was looking into some of these mirrors. I seen some online for, I can't remember how much, like $23. I'm not sure. They said they're approved logo from with Suzuki, so I'm not sure. I might try them out and then see what happens after that. I like OEM, but all the OEM mirrors are kind of very expensive. You know, it is what it is. Anyways, I don't really need to see where I'm going behind me. You know, and I'm very flexible. Probably can turn my head over instead of just be lazy and turn my head like a few degrees. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Peace.